This is your story.
Demons, dragons, and darkspawn, oh my. Everyone, and welcome to what is a first, actually, for this channel. A reaction video. I haven't done this at all yet, but with the teaser that BioWare dropped at the Game Awards earlier this month, I felt compelled to do it. At least this first and maybe only time. We'll see. So without further ado, let's get started. So first off, we are going to watch the trailer in full, and after that I will do my blow-by-blow analysis.
I've faced tyrants and would-be gods. Seen friends lose life and limb. But there's always someone bent on breaking the world. It's time for a new hero. No magic hand. No ancient prophecy. The kind of person they'll never see coming. We've got your back. I've got your back. Demons, dragons, darkspawn. Even the Dreadwolf. This is your story.
And there we have it. So, just over a minute long, but and I mean BioWare knows what they're doing when they do these very tasty tidbits when they drop these, because you know, they know people are gonna analyze the crapola out of it, and that's what I'm going to be doing right now. So good job, BioWare. This was dropped on December 10th at the Game Awards virtually. And then they tweeted this not long after the premiere at the Game Awards. So, let's dive in. Firstly, very first image we have Meredith, petrified in red lyrium. Now, Meredith was in Dragon Age 2. So in Dragon Age 2, Meredith obtained the sword that had either the red lyrium, shard of red lyrium, or the entire red lyrium idol that Varric, Hawke, and Bertrand recovered from that Tig and the Deep Roads. I don't remember exactly how much of it is in the sword itself. But essentially she had got this sword not long after Varric and Hawke had to kill Bertrand due to his red lyrium madness. And it slowly but surely drove her completely insane, leading to that final confrontation in 944 Dragon in Kirkwall at the docks. Where like all these statues in the background came to life because of the power of the red lyrium and all that she was wielding. And as you can see here, like, thank you for the watermark. Like she was more or less possessed at that point by the red lyrium in her sword. So eventually, towards the end of the fight, the red lyrium overpowered her and she became petrified after that, which you can see that here. Very, very lovely image. I think we can get a better one still. Yes, here we go. Completely petrified. And you can see like all the cracks of red lyrium, etc. So this is what prolonged overexposure to red lyrium brings you. So don't do red lyrium, kids. She wasn't even adjusting it. She was just next to it, so... so obviously this is Meredith. That's the sword right there. Now, many people have theorized that this is Morgan, which would be... I think that that guess is correct because of that wing right there. Morgan in her outfit always had like this shoulder of raven feathers or whatever it is that that bird is. Just always had that in her everyday wear ever since Dragon Age Origins. So the assumption that the second figure here, this painting is Morgan, is probably, you know, pretty accurate. That and the fact that, like it or not, I mean, she is Mythal's daughter, or one of Mythal's daughters. Not necessarily biologically, and that Mythal is not her biological mother. She was just possessed. She had possessed her biological mother. I guess maybe that's why she's so pivotal to what's coming. Maybe. Curious to see why Meredith is, though. Now this right here, and I'm gonna go forward to the second image as well, and this one. Now, lots of speculation online in regards to these images. Autumn Witch on Twitter felt that if you flip it right side up, that it looks like Flemeth with these horns. And to her it means that probably because the image is upside down is that Flemeth is gone. Now if it is indeed Flemeth, which I don't think it is, I don't think it necessarily means gone. It's just maybe like the shadow of her, like Solus's shadow is Flemeth, if that makes sense, because he absorbed her. Now there's also this image that came up, which is Dragon Age related, but like it's not, I'm not sure whether or not this is canon. I can't seem to remember. But some people thought that this image, which is this image, and this are somehow related, and some people think it's Ghilanane, who is another deity. Now, my theory is that not just this image, but the other one as well, so this one right here, is the two remaining old gods that have not been awakened yet by the Darkspawn, because if memory serves me, there are 7 old gods that the Darkspawn want to awaken and corrupt into archdemons. And we saw that in Dragon Age Origins with the 5th Blight. Now, come over here to our Elven Pantheon in Dragon Age. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 deities. Now, one automatically, Fen'Harel, we know who that is. That's Solus. So he is not one of the old gods to be awakened. Mythal, as we also know, is not asleep, was never asleep either. She was in a spirit form and eventually possessed the body of a woman, and became Flemeth and just kept possessing every consecutive biological child that Flemeth had. That the first Flemeth had, I should say. And generation after generation, meaning that there are 7, the other 7 are probably the old gods that are asleep that were eventually corrupted into archdemons. Now, 2 would be remaining, seeing as we saw the 5th Blight. Now, which of the 7 would be the 2 remaining? Now, based on the headpiece here and the headpiece here, my guess, if Pretzi was accurate in how they depicted these deities, my guess would be Soleil's. Okay, with the headpiece that she has here. And then I think the other one is Andruil, the goddess of the hunt. Based on the headgear and the pictures here, again, if they're at all accurate, if my comparison is correct, that would mean that Andruil and Celeste are yet slumbering and need to be awakened, which I think is part of the reason why we're seeing Darkspawn in this new game, is that probably it's because Solus, as the Dread Wolf, has mentioned that he wants to end all blights, potentially by provoking, and this was problematic in Dragon Age Inquisition as well, is do we or don't we awaken the two remaining gods and get the blights over with? If these two remaining gods are slain as archdemons, does that mean we end the blight? Period. Because only archdemons are powerful enough to spread the blight to the upper region, the upper world. This is my theory, because there have been other images circulating on the internet. So this is my theory, because if Catastrophe's pixel art is at all representative of the mural that we saw behind Fen'Harel, Solus, in the teaser, then we have Fen'Harel here. I'm guessing maybe Arlathan here, and then the two images that we see in the first few seconds of the trailer are on either side of Fen'Harel, indicating elven that they are likely elven deities. The fact that they're upside down would mean that they're either dead or asleep. So these two are the only thing we can confirm 100% at this point, I think, is that these two are the two remaining old gods, the two remaining elven gods that have yet to be awakened by the Darkspawn. The two last potential archdemons that could potentially that would bring about the next two blights. That's the only thing we can confirm at this point, is that these two are sleeping old gods. I think that's the only thing we can confirm, like with 99% accuracy at this point. Which ones of the Elven Pantheon they are is very much up to interpretation. Like I said, some people think that maybe this is Gillenane. But if like her representation here is at all accurate, she doesn't have a headpiece. So I don't know. To my mind, this is not. This would not. This is not the deity that we see in the trailer. I think really, like with the headpiece here, it's definitely Andruil, and I think really the other one, again, just based on the headpiece, is Celeste, who is Andruil's sister, I think. Yeah. So so that would mean like the rest of these guys are dead. They were corrupted into archdemons and slain by Grey Wardens. And Mythal would be, killed by Fen'Harel, ultimately. So if my analysis is correct, which, I don't do this professionally, these two deities in the background here, the fallen sleeping olden gods, would be Celeste and Andruil. Whether or not I'm at all correct, only time will tell. We'll only be able to say 100% for certain once Dragon Age 4 comes out. So that's it for the first 20 seconds of the trailer. Now, moving into this one. This image right here. So, these are pretty standard greaves. I think they're... if you look at the back of the legs here, could be. Can't really tell what's up and around the knee. Yeah, it just seems more like most likely that they are Grey Warden boots. The boots that we see here would likely be Grey Warden boots. The only Grey Wardens that would be remaining would be in Weishaupt, located on the edge of a desert jagged butte called Broken Tooth in the southern Anderfells. Chat, I think we're going to the Anderfells. And this is very desert-like. There's a heat, kind of a shimmer here, and then this is likely Grey Warden boots. Do we have any indication of where Weishaupt is? Don't think we do. Okay, see, so Weishaupt would be right here. Yeah, it would be right on the border of the Anderfells and the Tevinter Imperium. Yeah, I think we're going to Weishaupt in the Anderfells, chat. That's what that impression is giving me. So this island is kind of like part of the land. See, so this is the Qunari world. And then so you have so in here in Arlathan Forest would be here. Yeah, so we're gonna be like very much in this region, chat, from what I can tell. Weishaupt is definitely gonna be part of Dragon Age 4. There's no way it can't be. Oh, with what we just saw. So now this is Tevinter. Now here, people, you might think of, well, why is she like showing her dagger so ostentatiously? The thing is that it's very that person is very much or very likely to be a member of the Unteven Crows. Yeah, so see right here. This is kind of reminiscent of what we're seeing here on this dagger. This image right here. So this person is very likely an Unteven Crow. Whether or not they're the same as this person up here, I don't necessarily think it's the same person, or if they are the same person, they're not. That person is not wearing the same coat as they are when they're here. Now this person right here, the headpiece is very reminiscent of Qunari. The Qunari horns also reminiscent of Flemeth. Now what gets me especially about this character, because again I think the armor is very much Qunari, but I don't think necessarily that this is a Qunari person here. But here's what I don't get, is that their bow, on top of the fact that it seems to be made of rock or whatever, is magic and powered by the Fate. That's the best way I can think of it. Because the thing is that, okay, here you have regular lyrium, untainted lyrium. Here you have red lyrium, bad red lyrium. So red, blue, those are the lyrium colors, and then whatever is green in the Dragon Age world so far anyway has been related to the Fade, whether it's the Inquisitor's Mark or going into the Fade itself. The color green is always associated with the Fade. So, and then not just like I don't know, like this right here, very much a Fade glow. And then Either this arrow is enchanted or it's a purely energetic, an arrow made of pure energy from the fade. Bad by a dark spot. So I'm intrigued, to say the least. And of course, the reveal. Okay, yeah, so we do see the two deities in the background then. Like right here and then right here. This looks like Arlothan, I guess. And then we get to this, and we have the son of the maker or whatever, and no new title. No new title. Like, had they said, okay, it's Dragon Age Reckoning or something like... No. Nothing like that. Anyway, so we've analyzed the visual aspect of this. Now we're going to analyze the speechin'.
I've faced tyrants and would-be gods. Seen friends lose life and limb. But there's always someone bent on breaking the world.
So very obviously the voice is Varric. Which I'm glad he's back for this game. And yeah, I mean, everything up to this point is things that we already know. Friends who have lost life and limb, would-be gods, etc. That's all. Doesn't necessarily match up with the images going on in background, but still.
It's time for a new hero.
That is the single most depressing line for me in this whole trailer. It's time for a new hero. The thing is that there's this book that came out that's supposed to be like post-Inquisition, called Tevinter Nights, where apparently in Tevinter you can grow back an arm, right? Because Inquisitor lost their forearm after, you know, almost being killed again by the Anchor. Excuse me. But apparently in Tevinter you can grow back or at least replace a missing limb with magic. So in my mind I was like, okay, well, since Dragon Age 4 is very much a continuation of Dragon Age Inquisition, like a direct sequel. Because Dragon Age Inquisition, although taking place after Dragon Age 2, wasn't necessarily a sequel in the proper sense of the word, you know? Or at least to my mind it wasn't. You know, different baddies. Yes, there were characters coming back, but they're in the same world, in the same era. It makes sense. Whereas from the end of Inquisition, the Trespasser DLC, etc., going into Dragon Age 4, it's very clear who the bad guy is. You know, it's a cliffhanger, the end of Trespasser. That's supposed to springboard us into Dragon Age 4. Now, I am wondering, because there are so many different paths for your Inquisitor at the end of Trespasser, but the two main branch options that you have is that either you disband the Inquisition completely and everybody goes their separate ways, or you keep the Inquisition together as an honor guard for whomever is the new divine. Now, if you keep the Inquisition on as the honor guard, then it's a lot easier to coordinate things. There's a high risk of infiltration, but still, you know, you keep the band together, or most of the band together. Should you go your separate ways, not as high risk of infiltration. It's a smaller operation. Well, either way, they're unofficial. It's an unofficial operation. But you don't have the resources, you know. So I'm wondering whether or not the reference to a new hero would only apply to if you don't keep the Inquisition together. Or if you do. You know? Because I have a hard time believing, even with the missing forearm, the fact that the Inquisitor says, "Oh, my adventuring days may be over." They say that in public. You know, like there's no necessary indication in the very last scene of the Trespasser DLC that they have no intention of not continuing their adventures. You know. Are they going to be as proactive out on the field? Maybe not. Not unless maybe they go to Deventer and have their arm healed. But, you know, at the end of Trespasser, it's there's very much, at least if you keep the Inquisition together, because I have not done the alternative as of yet. If you keep the Inquisition together, there's very much an indication that the Inquisitor and those surrounding them is going to be very proactive in regards to trying to stop Solus from what he intends to do. So I know that this one line bums me out so much. I really wanted to continue the story as the Inquisitor. And it bums me that, you know, you have to create yet another new protagonist. Now, of course, some of the more hardcore fans are going to be like, "Oh, well, you know, like you never did the same protagonist twice throughout the first three," and that was normal given the story. You know, from the first one to the second one. Semi-continuation, but not really. From the first one to the second one, I mean, you couldn't continue as the Grey Warden in Dragon Age 2. The hero Fereld and the Grey Wardens could not be at the heart of the start of a Templar mage conflict. That's just impossible. Because they're not supposed to be political and they're not supposed to interfere with the Templars and the mages. So just for what the story and what Dragon Age 2 is supposed to be in the series, it was impossible for the hero to keep going. Other than the fact that for the canon for the hero Ferelden is that they perished at the end of Dragon Age Origins. Now, for Hawke to continue from Dragon Age 2 to become Inquisitor doesn't make sense either. Because of how things were left off at the end of Dragon Age 2, there was no way that Hawke could have been brought in at the beginning of Inquisition and then become Inquisitor themselves. So story-wise, it made sense that every game you had a different protagonist, that you created a whole new character. But to me, it would have made sense going into Dragon Age 4 that the Inquisitor continue as the protagonist that you play. To me. And to some others. I mean, I've seen some others agree with me on the internet and on Twitter that the Inquisitor could very much have been the protagonist for Dragon Age 4. Obviously, BioWare disagrees with us.
No magic hand. No ancient prophecy.
Now, the no magic hand. Let's say for a second we need a new hero or whatever. Could have still been the Inquisitor because technically they lost their magic hand at the end of Trespasser. You know what I mean? So it could have still been the Inquisitor because of, no magic hand. The Ancient Prophecy one has me scratching my head a bit. People think it might be alluding to Morgan's son. And Morgan's son is not canon, so that's why I'm a bit bemused as to this reference, why something that is not necessarily canon would show up as canon in a trailer for the next game. I'm not sure what they are referencing to in terms of ancient prophecy here. I really don't. And if no, I really don't. I'm sorry.
The kind of person they'll never see coming.
So the kind of person they'll never see coming. I mean, the fact that we hear Varric very clearly means that his spy network is going to be working with what remains of the Inquisition and Dragon Age 4. So is it that, you're reporting to the Inquisitor and this new character that you're supposed to be doing is the one that's actively on the field doing things? Maybe even is it maybe even an Antivan Crow? That might be one of the origins, or Grey Warden could be another possible origin. I don't know.
We've got your back.
Or Kunari.
I've got your back.
We've got your back. I've got your back. We is, again, reference likely to the Inquisition and Varric's spy network. The fact that Varric says, I've got your back, would, to me, mean that, usually it would mean that he has a deeper connection with the person. Although he has stated in Inquisition that he doesn't necessarily see himself as a very good spy master because he gets too attached to his people, his agents. So, I mean, I guess it could be an agent, even if he says, I have your back. It could be that just because the new hero is their agent, that he's just like, man, I've got your back. I'm responsible for you. Let's do this.
Demons, dragons, darkspawn, even the Dreadwolf. This is your story.
Demons, dragons, and darkspawn. Oh my. I think that's pretty. The end there is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, listing what we're going to be fighting off. In the game, I'm curious to see just how much Dorian and or Tevinter politics will be involved in the game itself, because we are supposed to be heading towards Tevinter. That much was clear at the end of the Trespasser DLC. And from what we can see here, so yeah, I mean, you've got Weishaupt somewhere along here. The fact that Antiva is right next to Tevinter could easily mean the Antivan Crows coming in, and then of course the Grey Wardens coming in. How much of this area are we going to be exploring? Because I mean, we explored a lot of this area in Inquisition. But yeah, so I mean, the fact that there's Arlathan Forest here, likely Solus is somewhere in here. So we're going to be exploring a very huge chunk, I think, of Thedas, bigger than what we saw in Dragon Age Inquisition. So yeah, look, I mean, and thank you to who did this. Yeah, thank you, Sasquisition, for making this gorgeous art that really helps illuminate many things for me. I wonder if this is actually going to be like what we're going to be exploring. I mean, will we sometimes be back in Valrayo and all that? We'll see. Like I said, I mean, we'll definitely have, I'm fairly certain we're going to be seeing Weishaupt in this one. We're going to be in DrMythos, likely Saharan. Arlathan Forest is very likely as well. Maybe a bit of Antiva. So yeah, I think we're really going to be like exploring parts of Thedas that we've never seen before, and I think that's really exciting. And the fact that we get to see some tidbits that hint to that in this trailer is really just really fun. It's amazing to get to see that. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop my analysis there, or else I might drive you and myself crazy. So here it is, one last time, the December 10th, 2020 teaser for Dragon Age 4. And in parting, be the change you want to see in the world, keep each other in love and respect, and I'll see you all next time.
I've faced tyrants and would-be gods. Seen friends lose life and limb. But there's always someone bent on breaking the world. It's time for a new hero. No magic hand. No ancient prophecy. The kind of person they'll never see coming. We've got your back. I've got your back. Demons, dragons, darkspawn. Even the Dreadwolf.